On the warm desert night of March 13, 1997, the skies above Arizona changed forever. A silent formation of glowing orbs drifted slowly over the mountains. A massive V-shaped craft passed quietly above highways, and thousands of people, ordinary citizens, police officers, pilots, entire families, stood frozen in shock. They all claimed to witness the same thing: a gigantic, unidentified flying object moving directly over Phoenix. Some said it was the size of a football field. Others said it was bigger, a mile wide. And yet, there was no sound, no jet engine, no rotor, no sonic boom. Nothing but impossible silence. Tonight, we revisit one of the most compelling, unexplained events in modern history. This is the Phoenix Lights. Arizona, with its vast deserts and eerily quiet nights, has always been a place of mystery. From ancient Native American petroglyphs depicting sky beings to modern military activity in the barren valleys, the region has carried a dual identity: sacred ground and secret ground. But on that particular March evening, Arizona was calm. Families were getting ready for bed, kids played video games, parents watched TV, drivers cruised along I-10. No one knew that within minutes their lives would be split into two halves: before the lights and after the lights. The first call came from Henderson, Nevada, just northwest of Arizona. A man reported a strange V-shaped object moving slowly across the sky. He described it as 5 lights, perfectly aligned, moving as one, silent. Minutes later, phone lines across Arizona began to light up. Families, drivers, police officers, astronomers, airport workers, veterans, all witnessing something they couldn't explain. The timeline was forming. The event was beginning. As the formation crossed into the Arizona border, witnesses described the same impossible details: a massive V-shape, perfectly synchronized lights, slow, controlled movement, and total silence. Some said the craft blocked out the stars. Others claimed it felt like a giant shadow gliding over the earth. People stepped outside their homes and watched in awe. Some pointed, some filmed with 90s camcorders. Grainy, shaky, barely visible footage. But the lack of clear video only deepened the mystery, because those who saw it with their own eyes insisted this was no aircraft manufactured by humans. The most terrifying detail wasn't the lights, the silence, or even the precision of its movement. It was the size. Witnesses described the object as bigger than a football stadium, a mile long, maybe even 2 miles. One pilot, who chose to remain anonymous, said, "It was like the sky turned into a ceiling that moved." Another said, "If it wanted to, it could have crashed into Phoenix and left nothing behind." The craft didn't just appear in the sky, it dominated it. Around 8:30 p.m., the object drifted directly over the city of Phoenix. Thousands of people, entire neighborhoods stepped outside. Some described feeling a strange atmosphere, as if the air grew heavier. One group of witnesses described something chilling. "We could see the bottom of the craft. It wasn't lights in a formation. It was one solid structure with lights attached." Another witness said, "You could hear crickets, distant calls, but not the craft. It was like it absorbed sound." A mother holding her child whispered, "If this is a military aircraft, then it's not from our military." Just when people thought the event was over, a second phenomenon occurred. This time, a series of brilliant orange orbs hovered in the sky south of Phoenix. They appeared one by one, hung in a perfect arc, then faded out, only for another set to appear. These were the lights that would later become world famous, the ones filmed by dozens of residents. The shape remained constant, a soft arc, slow, silent, mysterious. It was as if the sky was speaking in a coded language. Over 10,000 people reported sightings that night. A family of 5 sat outside their home when the father pointed upward and said, "That plane's flying low." But his daughter corrected him, "Dad, that's not a plane." They stood in silence as the V-shaped craft glided over them. The father later said, I could have hit it with a rock. It was that close. A police officer, David Parker, was patrolling when he saw enormous lights approaching. He radioed it in, and dispatch told him they were getting numerous calls. The officer later said, "I've seen military flares. This wasn't that. This was structured, intelligent, controlled." Even Arizona's governor at the time, Fife Symington, initially mocked the event at a press conference. But 10 years later, he publicly admitted, "I saw it too, and it wasn't flares. It was not from this world." This single confession reignited the entire case. Officials provided several explanations: military flare training, A-10 Warthog aircraft, an illusion caused by perspective. But none of these matched what witnesses saw. Flares don't move together in a solid V shape for miles, fly silently, block out the stars, or drift over neighborhoods at low altitude. Even military pilots quietly admitted, if those were flares, then they defied physics. The official story was a simple explanation for an event that was anything but simple. The most fascinating aspects come from the witness descriptions. Everyone described a V shape, not 5 independent lights, but one giant craft. Its movement was smooth, slow, and effortless, as if defying gravity. And the silence was supernatural. Some even felt a pressure in their ears, as if the object was absorbing external noise. UFO researchers later identified unique characteristics: anti-gravity-like motion, zero sound emission, and a path that suggested intentional observation. Some experts believe the craft wasn't from another planet, but from another layer of reality. Long before Phoenix existed, the native Hopi people believed in sky beings called the Kachina, who were said to descend from the heavens in glowing orbs and silent craft. For the Hopi, the Phoenix lights weren't an anomaly, they were a return. For investigators, the Phoenix lights became the most documented and credible mass UFO sighting in history. The craft seemed to intentionally avoid military bases, yet flew directly over civilian neighborhoods. Was it sending a message, or simply observing without interference? Some believe it was connected to sightings of Black Triangles, mysterious silent UFOs reported across the world. If Black Triangles are reconnaissance vehicles, then Phoenix may have seen the mothership. One witness, a retired aerospace engineer, provided the most detailed account. He claimed the bottom of the craft had soft, pulsing lights, a smooth metallic curvature, and no seams, rivets, or visible propulsion system. He said, "It wasn't assembled, it was grown." If the craft was grown, it wasn't mechanical. It was biological, a living vessel. Skeptics claimed mass hysteria or optical illusion. But mass hysteria doesn't make thousands of people in different cities see the same structured craft. What happened that night was not hysteria. It was mass truth. Years later, several Air National Guard members privately admitted they did drop flares that night, but not at the time or in the area of the main craft. One said, "The flare story was a cover for something we weren't briefed on." Decades have passed, but Arizona residents still talk about the event with clarity and wonder. The Phoenix lights remain the largest unexplained mass UFO sighting in modern history. 3 theories dominate: extraterrestrial craft, classified military technology, or a dimensional event. None can be proven, but none can be dismissed. Whatever passed over Arizona that night, it was not ordinary. It was not explainable. It was not dismissible. The Phoenix lights remain a reminder that our world is bigger, stranger, and more mysterious than we imagine. Those lights in the sky weren't a warning. They were a message, a silent whisper across the desert. You are not alone. Thanks for watching. If you found this story as compelling as we do, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below.